Let's be honest, you most likely clicked on this video for shiny Froakie so you can get a shiny Greninja. It's exactly what I did in this zone, by the way. This will be your 100% shiny Wild Zone 16 guide in Pokemon Legends ZA. We'll be going over all the tricks and methods on how to catch every single shiny Pokemon in Wild Zone 16 to help you fully complete your shiny Pokédex. So never miss out by hitting the subscribe button and notification bell, and if you want to further support the channel, which really helps, and enjoy these guides, consider becoming a member. Now let's get you some shiny Pokemon, especially your Froakie. Yo, that's a shiny. What? The Pokemon that we'll be hunting in this zone are Froakie, which is a day and night spawn, Phalanx, which also shows up day and night, Flaaffy during the day and night as well, and then Pokemon like Florges, which have a white and blue form, Starmie, Medicham that shows up during the day, and Barbaracle that shows up during night. Now, there is one fixed alpha Ampharos in this area that shows up both during the day and night. In order for you to unlock random alpha Pokemon, make sure that you complete Mabel's request for surveying Wild Zone 16, catching every Pokemon in this area once. Basically, the Pokemon on your mini-map when you hover over the Wild Zone. For full Shiny Dex completionist, you just have to catch one Phalanx that you can Mega Evolve, which looks pretty cool, two Flaaffy, one to keep as Flaaffy, and one to evolve into Ampharos at level 30, and it also has a really cool Mega Evolution, and you should also have the free Shiny Marie from side quest number 17. Two Florges, one blue form and one white form, three Froakie, one to evolve into Frogadier at level 16, and one to evolve into Greninja at level 36. And it also has a Mega Evolution, so that's another bonus. You'll also be catching one Medicham here, which also has a Mega Evolution. One Starmie that has a Mega Evolution, and one Barbaracle, which is a Pokemon that also has a Mega Evolution. There's a ton of Mega Evolution Pokemon here. Now, the shiny odds are going to be 1 out of 4,096, and with the shiny charm, it's going to be 1 out of 1,024.38. The methods that we'll be using in this video are going to be the fast travel method, and if you're using a Switch 1, I'm going to introduce you to the run and despawn method, and you'll see why later. Alright, we're here at Wild Zone 16, so let's talk about our first method, which is the fast travel method. Now, this one's pretty simple. All you gotta do is hover over Wild Zone 16 and fast travel to it. But there's a few things I need you to know about traveling to this Wild Zone. Now, when you walk up to this zone, just like this, you can notice that there are a bunch of Phalanx that are spawning here in the background. So there you get about 3 of them that spawn typically here, and you'll notice also in the background there is your Froakie. Now, I want to point this out to everybody who's watching. If you have a Nintendo Switch 2, this is not the ideal spot where you want to come and hunt down Froakie. The reason why it's not ideal is because you have to literally load in the map and then walk up, which is kind of doing more time wasting than you should. What you should be doing when you're going to Wild Zone 16 is consider this walk-up method a hunt only for Phalanx, and if you happen to get a shiny Froakie all the way up here, then that is a bonus. So if you're looking for a Mega Phalanx, a nice shiny Phalanx just like this would be the spot, and trust me, this is going to be one of the best spots because he doesn't spawn on the other half. So we're looking only at the halfway mark here. Now, to point this out to you guys a little bit further, let's go ahead and just drop a fast travel point here, and I want to explain why this is not optimal for Froakie at all if you're on the Nintendo Switch 2. So let's go ahead, open up your map, and drop a fast travel, a pin. Let's drop a pin over here. So we have our pin down just like this, and we're going to walk over to the Froakie. Now, we're going to probably accidentally despawn it here because it's going to see us and run, but I want to point out why it's inefficient to specifically get Froakie. We said in all of our videos that it is a 50 meters distance until a Pokemon spawns in, hence why you have to walk. If you look over there, fast traveling to Wild Zone 16 without walking causes you to be 52 meters away, and Froakie might not spawn, which is why we have to walk up to the zone in order to make that happen. So I just want to give you that's the reason why we do it, and as you can see, a bunch of Phalanx are in the first area when you do that, and the second half area, it's a little bit different. So in quick summary, fast travel method in Wild Zone 16 is great for Phalanx. Now, if you're playing on the Nintendo Switch 1, don't worry, I have not forgot about you because I know a lot of you are playing on the Switch 1. For Froakie, it's really important to note that if you do a fast travel here, it's going to take long. It's like a 6-second delay on the Switch 1 to fast travel here, so don't do that. What you want to do is once you arrive at Wild Zone 16, right in front of it, you're going to walk up, you're going to see a Froakie right over there, right? That's good. So what you want to do specifically is go up to this wild zone number 16, and then you're going to hit the home button and go to your settings right over here, your system settings. Then go down to accessibility. I believe this is how it works on the Switch 1 as well. You're going to enable the zoom button. What this does is it's going to allow you to double tap home so you can zoom in and see if that Froakie happens to be a shiny in case your pixels are a little bit worse or your graphics are not running as great as the Switch 1. In order for you to do this hunt efficiently, you're going to be doing the method known as run and despawn. So what this means is you're going to run back here like this, despawn out that Froakie just right over here, and then you're going to run back up and you're going to generate a new Froakie. There we go. And you can keep doing this over and over again. And if you don't believe me that it's the same Froakie, you can even find out that there is an alpha Froakie that will eventually spawn in here. And this is a way that you can get a shiny. So it's just a back and forth thing. And if you have a macro controller, all you have to do for a Switch 1 user is just kind of have your D-pad go up for a certain amount of time and go down. But otherwise, you just sit there and go back and forth. Pretty much this is the despawn, right? 70 meters. And then if you go back up, 50 meters is where it's going to show up. So right over there, it showed up and then back up. Hopefully that was really simple to understand Switch 1 users. Now, I initially did this hunt by just walking up to the front, which was pretty good because I was able to get a bunch of Falinks at the end of the day, and I was finally able to catch a Froakie. Yes, 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 yes. Oh my god. Oh my god, we did it. However, when you're trying to catch a Froakie, make sure to save the game immediately, kill off all the threats you find in the area, just like this, and then eventually slowly approach it and throw your Pokeball at it. It actually took me 6 minutes to do it because I was a little nervous that a Froakie was there and it kept running away and I had to do it all over again. So just be careful, approach it by the bushes and take out other Pokemon and you should be totally fine. Now, before we move on to the next section on how to hunt in the zone, I did get a big request from a lot of people about, hey Phil, how exactly does the 8-bit do controller work? Because I use this for my automation. So I will explain to you exactly how it works by popping open the software real quick. The first thing that I do is I take my real Switch controller, or if that one connects to the Nintendo Switch, and I go right to the wild zone, just as you see on this side of the screen over here, and place myself there naturally, right? Then I disconnect my controller by pressing this button here so it's not connected at all. Okay, great. Now let's get to the software. I then take my 8-bit do controller and I'm going to plug it into my computer, assuming you guys all downloaded the software. And then I'm going to open up the software. Now, what you're going to do is click on Profile once you install this all, and then click on your name. My name's Felipe, so I'm going to click on this one specifically. Then you're going to tab over to macros here at the top part, and then you're going to click on a key to configure. I personally like this little star key as my macro key, so I use that. Now, I have something called 16 fast travel, so if you're curious on what it is, this is exactly the inputs. Now, to make an input, let's say I want to create a new macro called Wild Zone 16 all together, and boom, just like that, it's there. And I'm going to put it on repeated. So what I do is I kind of just imagine how my character would move and what buttons it would make. And sometimes you mess up and you have to go back and fix it up a little until it's perfect. But basically you hit the start button on here, right? And then that's it. So I'm going to now move up with my character to the gate. So B and up. And then I'm going to hit my map plus, and then I'm going to scroll over with my arrows and then AA, and that would cause a fast travel point. That makes sense. And then it's going to repeat it over and over again, and I'm going to save it. Now I have one here. This is my 16 fast travel, and you want to make sure you activating it. So 16 fast travel, I'm going to hit activate just like that. And then I disconnect this controller from my PC. So now it's out. The software is gonna like close, and then we're gonna go back to the game just like this. And because I'm fast travel to the zone, I'm now gonna push the star button right over there, which I enabled as my macro key, and I'm gonna just click on it. And now you're gonna see it's now inputting everything. It's moving the arrow to that direction, and it's fast traveling. So then I could just put my controller down and peace out, guys. I'm out of the video. And then to stop the macro, all I have to do is just press the star button again. Now, as I get time, I will be linking the macros I use down below in the description. So don't worry about that. And the controller is also going to be linked down in the description if you guys want to pick up this specific 8-bit do one. Now let's talk about another fast travel area in the game, which is a little bit more efficient if you want to hunt for Froakie and you don't care about Phalanx. Then you're not doing this specific one. Also, that is an alpha Froakie. That is actually really cool. Hold on. Wow. All right. So what you want to do is actually open up your map and you want to head over to Wild Zone number 5. Because if you go to Wild Zone 5 and then you slowly turn around, guess what is going to be behind you? Well, behind you is going to be that Alpha Ampharos is looking at me, the Froakie, and it's already spawned in. You literally do not have to try to get this Froakie to spawn by running up. It's already there. So the fast way to do that is by going to Wild Zone 5 and just repeating it over and over and over again in order to get it. This probably is going to be the most efficient way to do shiny Froakie hunts in this entire game. The only issue is you have to turn around to look at it, but I'm sure if you're playing automation or you're trying to do it 10 times and then take a look, that should be fine to see if you get a shiny. Now I want to talk about this specific half of the zone, which is like running this direction, the top half. That's what we're going to call it. We're going to call it the top half. Now, the top half is really important because while you're fast traveling to Wild Zone 5 in order to check out Wild Zone 16, there's going to be a bunch of accidental shinies that you're going to get. Because if we were to drop a pin exactly where we are, just like that, and we enter Wild Zone 5, if you pay attention, we are actually in the range of this entire area over here, which means you have a chance of getting these shiny Pokemon. So you can get yourself a Bunnelby, and Venipede eventually is going to evolve into Scolicipede, which is a pretty big deal for getting a Mega, which is cool. So these are just Pokemon you need to check for in this area when you are fast traveling to Wild Zone number 5. Now, let's go a little further about what other shiny Pokemon you would be hunting if you were to come to this side. Well, you would be shiny hunting this Alpha Ampharos, which would be showing up, and these Flaaffies on the left and right of it that also appear here. Now, this hunt is not necessary if you just care about the fact that you own a shiny, which you get a free one from side quest number 17 in the game. That is your free Mareep that evolves into an Ampharos, and I think everyone almost evolved theirs into an Ampharos. But if you're looking to get an Alpha Ampharos, this might be the spot to try to refresh the shinies or even have the chance of an Alpha Mareep showing up. And sometimes when you come down to Wild Zone number 5, fast travel to get to 16, yeah, you're gonna notice that you get Medichams, and sometimes you'll notice that they become Florgeses, which you'll see the white form and the blue form that show up when you fast travel to Wild Zone 5. Now, when you come here during the nighttime, you're going to notice that you're going to have 2 spawns of Barbaracles over here. It sometimes may look like they're shiny, but the shiny is going to be really obvious. When I was reloading here, I actually got one shiny. So that is also another Pokemon with a Mega Evolution, but I know most of you will all be trying to reset here to try to get that Froakie specifically. You're also going to have a chance of Starmie appearing here. I noticed mostly Starmie show up at nighttime. It's probably the nighttime one, but correct me if I'm wrong, but I only see it at nighttime here. However, there is a better hunting spot for it, which is going to be Wild Zone number 2, and that video should be on my playlist or will be updated soon. Now, once you get a shiny Pokemon from this area, you're just going to go over to the gate over here to the right, enter into Wild Zone 16, and, you know, just catch your shiny that you may need to. Just be careful again. Froakie is a Pokemon that you need to go into the bushes for, but I'm pretty sure you get the idea. Yep, that one ran away. But I'm pretty sure you all know now how to shiny hunt perfectly in Wild Zone 16 and all the various Pokemon that you can get here. So if you enjoyed this Wild Zone shiny guide, make sure to hit that subscribe button, that like button, notifications, and click on this video over here, and I'll see you in the next one.